Hello, this message is for someone who is a hopeless romantic. If this message is for you, you see yourself, you describe yourself as a hopeless romantic, but you feel like you keep getting in situations that are very discouraging, okay? It's like you want to keep the faith that the happy ever after ending is possible, but you feel like your life experience keeps slapping you in the face with harsh realities that have nothing to do with these fantasies that are so important to you. And if this message is for you, you feel at a loss as to how to be any different to get what you want. You don't understand why it's been hard, okay? And if this message is for you, I feel for you, because what I'm getting a very specific message for people who their view of love is based off of movies and TV shows. And maybe you didn't grow up with an example of a relationship around you that you actually liked or thought was good or thought was worth emulating. Or perhaps you didn't grow up with any examples at all. You know, maybe you have a single parent, maybe you have a non-traditional upbringing where you didn't see that, maybe your parents were divorced. Maybe, maybe they didn't have a good relationship, and so you didn't feel like that's the kind of thing you should be, aiming for what they had. So instead, you focus on the examples that were being shown to you through the media. And you build up this whole fantasy world of goals, though. Okay, so it's fantasy, but you rooted your goals in it. So you were like, well, that's what I want, and that's how it needs to pan out for me. That would be amazing. Like, you rooted your sense of hope for the future in this media portrayals of love and relationships. And as an adult, you've tried your best to put your all into manifesting that. I'm getting, you give your all, you put a lot of effort into, you give your all in relationships, and you put a lot of effort into staging things. Okay, I'm getting someone who has a lot of dream scenarios and does a lot of work to make these scenarios happen. And a lot of them have happened for you. When you think about it, just objectively, you have lived and managed to manifest a lot of these dream scenarios you had, but the relationships haven't panned out how you were hoping. So it's like you get the scenes right, you get the photos right, you get the life events right, but you don't feel like you're getting the fulfillment and the happiness or contentment that these people seem to be projecting in these movies, and you were hoping for these movies and TV shows. So you're confused. And maybe the reason you're confused is because you haven't given it much thought as to where you got these ideas. Because I'm getting that intellectually you're able to see easily that, well, that's a movie, of course it's not gonna pan out exactly like a movie. So this must be something with your inner child, something buried deep inside of you about your perception of love, okay? So what I'm getting here too is that as you've gotten older, now you're consuming other content that is also educating your view on relationships, maybe dating shows, maybe reality shows where you get to watch dysfunctional relationships or relationships being idolized on the basis of these like romantic scenes and gestures. And so basically what I'm getting is you're getting a lot of information on how to make this love life happen, but it's all wrong. And so it's all like the illusion of love and relationships is show business. Okay, you're getting educated on a show business version of love. And so that's what you're achieving in life. You're achieving a show business version of love. and I'm getting you've achieved it. It's a whole show, your love life. You have the photos and videos and events to show for it. But what you don't have is waking up and being happy. What you don't have is feeling comfortable with that person, feeling safe, feeling content, feeling a deep devotion towards them. You don't feel that, and you don't feel like they feel that towards you. But you have all these emotional landmarks that you thought you needed to hit. You've achieved that. And so you're now confused as to why life doesn't feel fulfilling, why these relationships don't work out long term, or why, if they work long term, it's at the expense of you sort of giving up on being happy and just settling for an empty void feeling in relationships. Okay, and so the message I'm getting here, if you're receptive to it and this message is for you, this is just to help you. You know, I get a lot of harsh messages. I'm realizing I'm here, I guess, to help people do shadow work, which is what nobody wants to do, but is what will help everybody be happier and live their life purpose. So I guess here I am to do that shitty job. And hopefully I can do it in a way where people don't completely clam up and, you know, don't want to even do it. So yeah, I'm not here to call anyone out. I don't know you. I just think that I'm here to help shine a light on those shadow areas so you can hopefully evolve and be happier. Okay, so what's happening here again is that you're living a show business version of love. You've done a really good job at that, and there's inherently nothing wrong with that. It's just that you have the wrong manual for what you actually want, which is true love and fulfillment. This message is for you. You do want true love and fulfillment. That's the part of you identify as a hopeless romantic, which is just a label that you're trying to use to define something really deep within yourself, which is an ability for unconditional love and a desire to have that as well, and a desire for a harmonious, peaceful, loving life. And you can, with someone else, and you can absolutely achieve that, but you have to start looking at love from what it actually is. So my advice for you is to take a step back from all this Hollywood stuff, all this show business love stuff, and try and start finding content or people to talk to, because I'm getting something about maybe if you talk to older people who have had successful 50-year-old relationships, you know, like maybe go to a nursing home and talk to people about love. Maybe talk to your elders about love, people who have relationships you can respect. If you don't know anybody there on the internet, you know, but that's the kind of content you need to start listening to. Maybe you look up on YouTube videos of old people talking about love. I love watching videos of really old people. I love talking to really old people. I feel like that's where we can all learn, is from their life experience. And if you start understanding what love actually is, what true companionship and love is, from people who have actually lived it and experienced it and know what's important and what's not, you will start to get the picture. And if you start distancing yourself from the Hollywood show business version of love and start cultivating and putting your energy, as much as you've put it into the show business version, into the real version of love, you will cultivate that in your life and relationships. And if you're not in current relationships that can give you that, you will attract them in the future once you have a clearer picture of what love actually is, what love actually is supposed to be about, and how that fulfillment and contentment and harmony with someone else is found. So that's the message I'm getting. I hope it was helpful for someone.